Okay, guys. So before we go into long sum, short sum, which is this episode where every time we go here, we're going to go over a couple assets. Today is going to be specifically Bitcoin, XRP, and Litecoin this morning on long sum, short sum. This is not financial advice for educational purposes only, where we're going to discuss using Elliott waves and then the Fibonacci theory to decide and kind of get an idea where the market is going to go. So right now, we're going to discuss those three. We've got Bitcoin sitting at $46,194. You got Ethereum at $3,484. BNB at 9 o'clock sitting here at $445. And then you have Solana in the number 5 spot at $133. And then XRP sitting there at 83.1 cents. So those are your top 5, 6 cryptos that we have going by market cap alone. But what we're going to do into is long sum, short sum. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into XRP. So we're going to start here with this chart on the daily. This is the line chart. For you guys know, the lines don't mean any wicks. It's just candle body closes. So we don't have all the crazy wicks, and we want to step back to get a good idea of what we are seeing right now. And what I see here on the daily for XRP, you can see is sitting right above the pivot. I'm not going to put any technical indicators on this. Right now, all you have is your pivots and then your line chart, basic chart that we're seeing all the way back to a year ago. So I want you guys to kind of see where we're going. You can see our high has been 183, our low has been 52 cents, and we're actually sitting directly in the middle of that right now at 83.16. So we are at a pivotal point trying to see where things are going to go, how they're going to break down, if they're going to break down, or they're going to pump up. Now, over the weekend, I gave you guys this indication here that we could see, is it over here? Yeah, here we go. Now we could see this play out over the weekend. We have possibly a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming down to 77 cents. I told people to look out for that. And that was around this area. What happened after that chart? It broke up. It tested 80, back tested 85, did not break, came down to 81, and then came up to 84.6. And now we're currently sitting at right around 83 cents. So it did not make and break this structure, actually. So this structure of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down to possibly 77 cents is still available and still on the board, nowhere near off the board. What we're other looking for is that we also possibly had an ABC correction already. Let me put the wicks on so you guys can see that difference. You see here, top, there's your BA wave, there's your B wave at 87, and then that wick down to 77 cents, which we did get on March 31st. That actually could suffice, and this could be working on wave 1, 2, and on its way back up for a wave 5. So we're all seeing right here at this pivotal point, is XRP going to go ahead and roll over from here under that pivot, which is possible, and come back down to 73 cents this month, or this week, before rallying and firing up. That's what I'm seeing for XRP right now. We're really at a neutral call because of the range. As you can see here, really been ranging for 3 weeks there, and in reality, we've been ranging since February 7th, and we're just kind of coiling that range out, looking for some type of break in that point. So my call on XRP right now, guys, will be neutral until one of the two things happens. We get a close above 88 cents, which will take out that B wave, or we hit my target of 73 cents. I will long 73 cents. That's a great spot to jump in. So I will be longing that if we get to that point. Right now, we're very neutral, sitting under the pivot on the new weekly pivot. So we could see anything happen. But we do want to watch this over the next couple days, really today, and I'll be putting my dailies up at the end of the day. The XRP report goes at 7 p.m. Ethereum or Litecoin, depending with the second aspect, will go at 6 p.m. every day, and at 5 p.m. I'll do your Bitcoin daily. So speaking of Bitcoin, let's go ahead and jump over to Bitcoin to see. Same chart that we had on Friday that I showed you, and we've really been watching. Why have we been watching this? Because this, guys, I'm going to show you this parabolic curve right here. This move right there, that curve, is all the way back to 2021. All the way back, and you see this 4, 5, and even our ABC on the 2-day here, and we could be working on either an ABC up or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. So guys, we are waiting to see what happens in that space and on that area, and if we get that, we'll get it. Obviously, if we get that, we'll get it. But more importantly, we were looking at this breakdown here with that arrow is what we were talking about, okay? Coming down this channel right here, and then it broke down and kind of broke up, and it's back in the channel right on top, but sitting under the 1.414 of that down move. Also on this big time parabolic channel or parabola, right? Big time. And if it cracks through, you guys know what my rules are on there. Once we crack through that parabola, I'm looking for a back test. I also never got a back test down to, well, no, we did get a back test down to a full back test on March 31st to 44,000 of this full fib retracement. And we did not break below 44,000. So that's a pretty strong indication for me that we're looking at some good stuff. However, I have one of my, what do you call, indicators, right? I have a little algo that I have that sometimes pops up and tells me targets on short longs based on the Elliott wave absolute theory. And what we have here, guys, is I had something come up here on Bitcoin. You can see here, it says right there, target $37,500. With where we are right now, the tight stop loss at this point would be $48,300. Your entry with that right now, I'll show you. I'll take this off. The entry. Let me do this. There we go. The entry is 4,600. So right around where we were, $46,323 was a good entry spot for this. And right now, this current target is down to 43,000. So this is on the 2-hour, guys. And I point this out to you because this popped up over last week when I was looking for a possible down move. So your top would have been to take out would have been 48,000, but the target is actually for a full target on this. We're still looking at 37,000. However, below the break of the target 2 of 41,000 is going to be a big deal because that's 40K level. So as you can see here, once I take off, once I put back on your candles here, you have your stop loss at 48, your hard stop at 48. You got a soft stop at 47.7, a hard stop at 48.1. Then if that breaks 48.1, get out. But in the meantime, we're looking very bearish on Bitcoin. Again, I think it's going to range for the rest of the year. Not breaking $60,000. I actually might stop at 57 and then roll back down to 20 to 15 to 12, possibly $10,000. And then it will roll off ahead towards 100K next year, maybe 96 to 120K between 2023 and 2024, more likely end of 23, beginning of 2024. In the meantime, guys, we have to figure out how to make money, right? And trading, because that's what we do here. I mean, I can tell you to buy and hodl. That's what I did 2 years ago, right? When we got it, buy, hold. This is not really a buy and hodl situation anymore. Because I believe the market is almost ready to roll over. So this is about maximizing profits, being able to short and long. That's why this episode is called Long Sum, Short Sum, right? It's not called hodl. We hodl once you bought all your stuff. Now you're trying to figure out targets and executing and taking profit for you guys. So again, this is educational purposes only, not financial advice. It's just an idea of how to learn how to structure longing and shorting, leverage trading, maximizing profits, minimizing losses, and preserving capital. And one of those things is having your indicators. And one of the indicators here shows me that it's a possibility that Bitcoin is looking at $38,000 right now with a hard stop at 48, which is not hard to believe. Again, we're looking at 39,000, that target 3, which is right below 40. I say 40 hold, 39 I'll be okay with, but 40 to 39 you really want to hold in the short term for why? Altcoins. If we keep ranging up and down from here to 37 to here to 37 in that range over the next couple months, guys, that's going to be a big deal. Why is that a big deal? Because that will help this altcoin run. So that's what we're looking for here. We are running up. This is my VPVR. You can see here, this is the 702 that it can come back down to at 41. Your 0.414, which I'm very, very, very fond of, telling me what's going to happen. You guys know 0.0 or 0.414, whether it be the 2.414, 1.414, whatever, but 0.414 or 41% of the move. So 141%, 241%, just 41%, whatever it may be. That's the 4.14, which really helps lock in directional movement. Okay, so that's what we're looking at there for Bitcoin. It's still on the target. I think, I know Bitcoin Miami is this week or whatever is happening, and so buy the rumor, sell the news. So we'll see if that happens as this pumps. That's a possible gigapump here for Bitcoin as we see it trying to break over the pivot again. To give you some bullish setting here, this parabola that I have, every time it bounces, we got good bounces. So let's back this up so you can get a good idea of what this looks like, shall we? Okay. This is the parabola right here, guys. Boom. So you got your bounce. It bounced at 32, and it took it to, look at that, 46. Again, bounced at 35. Took it to 45. And then it's worked its way up. So could it get one more bounce to maybe test this B wave of 52,000, 50,000? Is it possible? Yes. I think it's more likely that we go up. If I'm feeling, I'm going to use feelings here, not TA, but market maker feelings on sentiment in the market. If I am a market maker, my thought process is I'm going to push Bitcoin to 49,300, 49,400, somewhere in there, really close to 50, getting everybody of the bullish religion maxis of Bitcoin and all these people really piling in, and then dump this hard down to 35. That would actually work well with this parabola as well. So we see this, if this bounces off, breaks up to right here to the R2, which is 50K. I mean, the R1 is 48. That's breaking that, but one more leg up, because this could be a fourth wave. So we could get one more leg up again to 50, but then roll it back down and come on down, a full S5 crash after that. So F3, break the parabola, right? So roll up over the next week or two, come here, and then down, bounce, and then boop, down. That is more likely. Now, if I was to show you that and draw it for you, it would look kind of like this. Whoop, and down, right? That's what I would be looking at, possibly somewhere like that. That would be the ultimate trap as an exchange, as a market maker. That's what I would be looking for. So that's a good way to see that for Bitcoin. Now, again, that's more of a neutral call, you could see, but this is kind of where everything is right now. We're pulling up to resistance overhead, but then support is really close below. Everything is tightening, so it's coiling, ready for that fire up. Definitely ready for that fire up, okay? So that's what I'm looking at right now, and I'm excited about it because if Bitcoin ranges, right, all coins pump. All right, so last but not least, let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin is something I'm looking at. You see here, we pull back for the parabola here, all the way back. Let's see here. Let's get that parabola. I forgot to hit the record button on this one, so I'm going to have to go back and try to cut this out of the YouTube channel and post this later. My long sum, short sum, so you guys can see this, but I do post all of this stuff. I'll start posting it throughout the day, the long sum, short sum, the show topic, and then new creation on the scripture. Those are 3 different posts after the live today. Okay, so you got the Litecoin here, rolls down as a parabola, breaking up. That's just kind of a good place to be to know. You got one run reaction, 2, 3, 4 pops off that curve. So I just wanted you to see that. And then you got our overall down movement or up movement atop at possibly $1,900 for Litecoin if this runs. So we have to see how we're going to get to $1,900. I didn't say 2,000 for Litecoin. I said 1,900. So how are we going to get to 1,900 there? And that's what we're looking at here. So we had another touch at this parabola right here for Litecoin. And I think that's a good little movement up, but we're having rejection just like we're seeing at everything for maybe another test. It is possible to come back down to 106 while Bitcoin is doing that correction that I just spoke of. So we'll see. But you got this movement straight up, a nice move here. Normally you got 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, maybe up to 5, where Litecoin shoots up to 147 and then comes back down to touch maybe the parabola somewhere in here, a quick correction, or I'm going to give you an or we come down in this correction now We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come all the way down to find where Bitcoin is and find this setting at the 0.5, which happens to be also $107 on Litecoin. And then we can work our way up. Why do I say we could be down movement? Because the RSI, look at that, is rejecting off your momentum mover. So we could see some down movement. I still see that for Bitcoin. I still see that for Litecoin. I still see that for XRP in the short term, because people are beginning to get really, really bullish. But guess what? Jamie Dimon is really, really, really coming out and starting to dog and push and push and push. You're seeing these entities push this. So the news is turning negative, and we're going to go into that. So for now, on long sum, short sum, I have neutral calls across the board for Litecoin, Bitcoin, and XRP because of where they are as far as resistance is concerned, running up the pivot. But to be cautionary, and I hate to hedge my bets, we are building support. We are building up under resistance. So normally when you build up under resistance, guys, that allows us to fire up. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. Bitcoin will range. Altcoins are going to get some movement. There's some things going on. I know someone wanted me to look at Constellation DAG today. I sent them that chart earlier. That thing's up like 36,000%. Someone wanted me to look at PRE as well. That thing's up 50,000%. So altcoins have pumps. So be very, very careful, because things are going to get trapped again. They're looking for liquidity and they're looking for liquidation. So be very, very careful, because I do believe we are on pump status. But before pump status, we got to fuel up. And for them, that's taking everybody's money in along. So for me, guys, that's what I see here. And I'm excited about where this may or may not go in the short future. But again, be careful. Preserve your capital, right? Preserve your capital, keep your tight losses tight, and don't cut your winnings too quickly, but always take profit. Is that too much for you? That's financial advice and educational advice. Educating yourself in finance is good to know. So for the most part, guys, I think we are done with long sum, short sum. So there you go.